Record. And we're off to the races. It's episode 129, brother. How are you?
129. Good, man. You?
I'm worn thin, bro. I looked at my watch a little bit ago. I have almost 23,000 steps today.
Yeah.
It's like the field day.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Okay.
We call it Lake Cares Day, but they had a lot of indoor stuff. But my job ended up being a floater, and so I ran like kickball all day.
Oh,
I've got like a sunburn on the back of my neck, and I was wearing my hat backwards for a good portion of the day, so you can kind of see like there's like this thing in the middle where it's kind of like where the shadow was.
yeah.
Ridiculous. So I'm tired, man. I'm so exhausted. The end of the year is always crazy like this. We almost didn't have a podcast tonight because I got confused about which week continuation was for my students.
Yeah. I remember. Can't do it. I was like, damn, another $1?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. It's always my fault. This part of the year is very, very crazy. It's been absolutely nuts. But I can't wait for summer, bro. I like see the light at the end of the tunnel. I have like 2 weeks next week, one more week, and then it's summer vacation. We're going camping the first week. Oh, by the way, guess what? Sorry to blow your ear off right here at the beginning, but getting my tattoo. I didn't tell you. I ended up deciding on getting an eagle. So I'm going to get an eagle on my forearm in like 2 weeks. Right after school. That's out. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Nice, dude. You got the artists and everything like that. You ready to go?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Worked it out like 3 months ago, probably. But yeah, no, so I'm excited about that. How the hell have you been, man? You're looking all fit and trim and got clean cut, haircut, clean shaven. Look at you, 25 years old over there.
Yeah, man. No, I just got a little buzz. I mean, just a little haircut, the same. Mohawk still there.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Fran's been coaching me, and basically, like, I report to him. Basically, well, I do it every week, but I record my weight like every day, and and then at the end of the week, I give him all my numbers, and he lets me know what we're doing, what we need to change, or so on and so forth. So yeah, man. So far, he has me, on a certain amount of macros. And at the beginning of April, I weighed in at 241.6. And now this morning, I weighed in at 227.6.
Wow, bro. I knew it when you stood up earlier. Like I said, I was like, what the hell? Like, you definitely look like you lost some weight over there.
Yeah. So it's, and it's legit like fat. Like I'm actually
right. Yeah, totally. And that's what I was going to tell you. I would like for you to listen to a podcast. I don't know that you've heard. They're not really huge, so I don't know if you've heard of them or not. But it's a cheesy name. I'm going to tell you right now. It's a cheesy name and a cheesy intro. It's called Mind Pump, and I think they're based in Colorado, but it's these guys who have trained for like 20 years, 25 years ish. They're like our age, basically.
Okay.
And so they just have a podcast they talk about, but they have like this whole concept that they're trying to really put out there, which is that, and it just made me think of you, and I've really gotten hooked on this thing. And that's the idea that strength training is sort of the center of everything. And like you do that. And then if you're like actually like trying to lose weight or something like that, really when we mean we're trying to lose body fat or whatever, instead of this idea of getting on a treadmill and running and biking and burning all these cardio calories all over the place, in the long term, especially if you kind of like eat good and then don't eat good and you kind of go back and forth or yo-yo diet or any of that shit, your metabolism gets totally jacked. And then it's like, because it adapts to living like that. And so their idea is, don't worry about all that, get some walking in or whatever, but really focus on strength training, focus on getting stronger. You'll change the composition of your body. Therefore, you'll also speed up your metabolism in the process. So it's pretty dope, dude. I've fallen in love with it. And so I've actually just gone back to just plain old strength training. And by the way, I got some work to do in the studio, because I'm going to set us up. Whenever you want to do live, bro, we can do live. Yeah. And I went back. I'm back at the gym. So I actually went and signed up at the gym. I'm getting the regular workouts in, just starting with a bunch of, compound lifts and just all the basics, bench, squat, getting back on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he has me, like I said, on a specific diet, and, well, not a diet, but just watching macros. And then he has me like,
can I ask you how much protein because you're a big dude. What are you trying to hit?
I'm doing 220.
220?
Yeah. So Um, his idea is to give me high carbs right now and low fat, so that I'll burn through the fat that I have now, and then you just use the carbs that I'm intaking as my energy.
Oh, beautiful.
And so yeah, he says that'll change once like we get down um to a specific point, and then he'll start changing up the numbers where it's like, then I can kind of it'll even out everything. So like right now I'm doing like 220 grams of protein, 65 grams of fat, which is not a whole lot, and then 300 grams of carbs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he has me on a refeed. And so my refeed is not like anything crazy. My refeed is actually like 600 grams of carbs, like on Saturday. So tomorrow, I have to eat 600 grams of carbs,
Mhm.
200 grams of protein, and then 60 grams of fat.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
That's kind of
dude,
cool. He's a
it's
genius. He's
yeah,
so damn smart with all that.
and it's so hard, but it's so hard to eat so many carbs. Dollar like 600 grams is a lot of carbs, dude. And so ate a lot of fruit. I've been eating some like grains, and I eat rice with a lot of stuff too.
Mhm.
So I've been doing that. But then on top of that, he has me doing cardio like 3 times a week. But the cardio I do is the spin bike, because I have the spin bike downstairs.
Mm.
So I've been doing that 3 times a week, and then I've actually been golfing. Been playing
Yeah, I know.
golf.
I've seen this. You always have a
So
big fat cigar. I love it. Dude.
yeah, so we've been doing golf a lot, and that you get your steps into that. Like when you play like 18 holes, dude, you can get damn near anywhere from 15 to 20,000 steps in
Holy
18
shit.
holes,
Yeah, so
if you're
you're getting
walking
like
that
a
whole
day
way.
like I had today every day,
Yeah.
or every time you play
So
golf. Right,
every
right.
time I play golf, and tomorrow we're playing at 6 a.m. Man,
Oh, nice.
at a 6 a.m. tea time.
Oh, yeah. What's it supposed to be like tomorrow? Is it beautiful again tomorrow?
It's supposed to. I mean, it's like 60s, but it's supposed to rain like later on in the afternoon. So we're gonna try
Okay.
to get it done before
Oh, yeah.
it
It doesn't say
rains.
rain until 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Might be kind of
So
nice, actually. A lot of overcast too. So it'd be kind of like it was the end of today, like nice and
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
So
bro.
yeah, I've been doing that and keeping active. And I mean, I'm trash at golf, dude. Like pretty trash. But
I'm,
actually did really good like a couple weeks ago, where I beat Fran and everything.
is
I beat
Fron
him
good? Is Fron
like
like super good?
yeah, he's pretty decent. Yeah, I mean he's been playing a lot, so yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man. No, I know because I told you I've only played golf literally once in my life. I went and played
Yeah.
with my uncle when he was out here. He needed somebody to go and he couldn't get anybody. And boy, I really discovered I'm like, this is a very precise art. Like you gotta
Yeah.
spend serious time if you want to get decent at this. It's a very hard
Yeah.
task.
Well, we used to play all the time back in the day when I was a kid, with my dad, and he'd take us to, the golf range. We used to go to Center Tech. We used to call it Center Hills Golf Course, and we'd do like a little 9-hole par three over there and just hang out and, just do that. But then over the years, got older and didn't do any of that stuff and didn't play any
Yeah.
golf. So the clubs I have are the clubs that I played with like back in the day.
Wow.
And so it's funny because like they're all looking at the clubs and like, damn, how old are these clubs? And I'm like,
These are
I think these are
retro,
like
bro.
I think these are like 90s, man. I was like, for real, like these are old ass clubs.
Damn, that's funny.
So
Well, because they're expensive as hell if you want to buy a set.
yeah, man. Bruce Leroy, he just spent like $1,200 on some new clubs. I was like, dang, dude. I was like,
I can't say anything, bro.
I was
This
like,
tattoo is in the same ballpark.
you better not. I was like, I was telling them because Fran just got new clubs too. I was like, y'all got all these new clubs. You better not let me beat you again ever with all these new clubs.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, no, it seems so hard to get good at golf. That's awesome though, dude. I love that.
Yeah. So, and then that's what I was telling too. Like, I was telling Tira, I was like, face is getting slimmer. I was like, look at. I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
know I had dimples, dude. I didn't know I had dimples. Like, when did I get dimples? I was like, I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
even
it's
know it was a real
interesting.
thing. I was like, look at that.
Yeah, well, your face, just like any part of your body, as you lower your body fat, your face is just as much as your body. Well, maybe not just as much, but your face definitely loses that too.
Yeah. And so get this. Do you want to know what he wants to get me down to?
Oh, bro. And let me hold on. You're 6'3"?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, are we talking bodybuilder status? Like super, super duper shredded?
That's what his idea is.
If that's his idea, I would probably say like what 195 or something like that.
You want to try to see if he can give me the 205.
Yeah, that's still yeah, that's
I was
crazy.
like, bro, I was like, I haven't been like 205 since like college, dude. Like,
Yeah, that'd be
it's like
crazy, bro.
early 20s. I was like, he goes, yeah, dude. He goes, you'd be shredded. He's like, you'd be real big. He goes, because you're already tall. He's like, you got a big frame. He goes, you 205. He goes, you look real shredded. I was like, I'm actually not trying to be like shredded. I just don't want to like muffin top or anything like that. Like,
Right, I'm
and
with
so he's thinking like the track that we're going, like July, dude.
you. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, wait, 205 in July?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because it's 2 pounds a week
Well, I don't
of
doubt
body
it.
fat.
If you stick to what he's doing, that he's a genius. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it. He's been
Mr.
coaching.
Universe.
Yeah.
Mr. Universe.
Tried and true, brother. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, those guys, they talk a lot about that. Bodybuilding and strength, powerlifting and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I've been really, it's just such a fascinating thing to realize that that's what's so, because dude, I've struggled so long, and I mean, there's been times where I'm putting 6-7 miles, a day running and just going fucking ape shit, and not really seeing what I want to see happen. And it's like listening to these guys that opened up my eyes. I'm like, oh, I have really fucked up my metabolism. You know what I mean? Seriously.
Yeah.
Because your body adjusts if you start doing, and like, unless you're into marathons or you're into like doing something like that, or even running for that matter, honestly, maybe once in a moon. But if you're going to run on a regular basis, you have to be prepared to eat for it too. You know what I'm struggling with? I was going to ask you how much protein, which you already told me. So I'm trying to think. I don't know, because I'm 6'1", so I don't know how much I should be eating. But right now, because my protein's been so low, dude. So I started looking at it and I was like, shit. So my goal at first was 130. Now it's 140. But I'm trying to like get higher and higher, because I mean, dude, I wasn't eating. I started tracking what I was eating. I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, I'm not getting any protein. Like, can't build any muscle without protein.
Yeah. And what's crazy too now, like tracking it every day as much as I am, and having like checking it, it's crazy, because it's like now I just know, like I'll look at something, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can eat that. Like, oh, that'll fit.
Oh yeah, for sure,
That'll
dude.
fit.
Tracking, tracking everything. You get so good at eyeballing portions and like knowing
not portions, just like knowing exactly what like the macros are. And
the
stuff
macros. Yes, and I never have done the macro thing that much.
Yeah,
really, other than watching protein. But
yeah, so like the other day, Kira was all she goes, because she's like kind of doing it too, and she's like, well, she goes, I need 35 more grams of carbs. She goes, 5 more grams of proteins and 1 gram of fat. And I was all, oh, those are those oatmeal squares. Serving of that.
Hilarious.
She's like, what? And she's like, she goes over there. She goes, oh my gosh. She's like, it's almost spot on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Too much of my life, all I looked at was calories and like in weight. I can tell you how much a piece of meat weighs depending on what kind of meat it is, and like just looking at it. But no, not with macros. I should probably get better at that, dude. I don't know, man. Honestly, when you go trying to look for that shit, it feels so confusing out there. You're so lucky Fran is just like dialing you in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
I'm so late to the game, bro. I'm 42 years old. Like, what the fuck? I need to figure out my macros for sure. And then you look at your protein, you're like, oh my God, dude. Like, I'm not eating nearly enough protein, especially for an aging dude. Like, that's really important.
Yeah.
Because hormones is such a big part of all that stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yep. For sure, dude. For sure.
Yeah, it's deep.
But talking about your field day, man. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like field day was a thing, man. It was a big deal.
Oh, of course it was.
You were trying to get the most ribbons and stuff like that. And I remember when Callie first started going to school, I went to one of her field days, and there's not ribbons anymore, man. Everyone gets a ribbon now, dude.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like everyone gets a ribbon. It doesn't matter if you won, if you lost, trash.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, you were trying to get as many blue fucking ribbons as you possibly could.
Yeah, well, that's how we grew up, dude. I mean, that's what it was. Yeah, it is. It's gotten really weird, but yeah, we
same way like that.
No, we just have a tournament. It's like the spirit of winning. There is definitely competition there.
Okay.
Some teachers get more into it than others. I won't name any names, but it's pretty funny to watch everybody, do it differently. Some people are like, why are we out here? Some people are like, we will win at any cost. But it's no, I'm not like dark like that, but just like really having fun, getting the kids worked up, but that competitive spirit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that thing that was there when we were kids. But there was no ribbons, but it was a bracket tournament. So for each grade that we did. That was my job. So it was more of a field day for me than it was for the school, because that was like part of all the students' day. But for me, that's what I ended up doing all day today. And so I was like out in it, but it was a blast. That's when I remember being a kid too, like that was the best. And you just got to like, and I think we don't do enough of that, because I think students need to build relationships, teachers and students and teachers and teachers. And we're all such going a million miles a minute all the time, that it's important to like slow down. It's like, how about we just hang out? How about we just talk about whatever? We're not worried about, academics at this moment, but that like social emotional health and building that relationship. I think every, especially public schools really could benefit so much from a focus on that stuff.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. I know. I just loved it. Like, what was your go-to when you were a kid, dude? What was your thing that you were the best at?
I'm trying to remember, what grade are we talking? Because field day changes.
That's like elementary school, so like, let's say your prime, your 5th grade.
Oh, basketball.
You guys had basketball field day?
Oh yeah, we had everything, dude.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, we had stations you'd go to. They had races too. I like those. That was probably my second, where you could just, it was like a straight out sprint,
Yeah, okay. Huh.
Yeah,
we didn't have anything that stuff. Like we had races, like potato sack races, and just like the egg. The egg thing, you like holding the egg and try to make it like pass, and you didn't drop it or anything. Also beanbag toss, stuff like that. Who can get like the closest on stuff, and
okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong grade or something. Because I'm thinking back, like, I remember that stuff too. But it seemed like field day was different. But maybe, I guess it was. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm old. Field day was all day. You got popsicles. Like,
oh yeah, no, I gave out a ton, dude, bro. It was the old like Otter Pops ones. My hands were so sticky afterward, because I've got like an ice chest, right?
Scissor, and you're like cutting them all off.
Yeah, you got to be careful, because the kids, they were COVID and everything. We still have to follow protocol, so we're handing them out. But I'm just like, oh my God, like my hands were so sticky, and I forgot those. And the kids were laughing because I called them Otter Pops, and they're like, "What'd you call it, Mister?" I was like, Otter Pops. I don't know. What do you guys call them? I can't. And I asked, and because somebody had said popsicle, and they were like arguing. He was like, no, it's not a popsicle, bro. But he called it something. It was like so straightforward. It was like, I can't even remember. It was like,
it's an ice stick. It's an ice stick.
Something like that, right? Yeah, it was very similar to that. And I was like, it's called Otter Pops, bro. They used to have a picture of an otter on them when we were kids.
Yeah. Like, and then different, and they had like different characters on them too. Each flavor has a different character.
Yep, for sure. No, they were laughing. They had no idea what I was talking about. It is funny. I've told you that before. Like, that's the weirdest part about working with, super young kids in middle school. It's like, you don't realize how recently they were born and how long I've been around. Like, stuff I talk about, I'm like, I sound like my great granddad talking to these kids sometimes. Like, they don't even understand what I mean.
Back in my day, I was the Foursquare champ. What's Foursquare?
Oh, man. Yeah, hey, I played some basketball. I have been playing basketball a little more. Every time I get a chance, I go over to the school and just been shooting around. And bro, I'm out of shape. Like, and now I'm trying to cut back a little, just thinking about what those guys are talking, like just not more than a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Boy, do you burn mad ass calories. Basketball's crazy. Logging it on my watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I burn more doing
running around. Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. That's why I got to be careful. I don't want to, I've been going down that fucking high calorie burn mode for so many years now. It's not helping me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but
I shot some hoops today too before I worked out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah. But, so I played with some of the students outside, recently, and oh my God, dude, like I was so sore after. I didn't realize I was in show off mode till later. I was like gonna let them know, like, I did used to play a little bit of basketball, watching, and they're little, so it's kind of messed up because they're 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. These were all 8th graders that I was playing.
Yeah.
But man, it was I was like in the moment, dude. I was these sweet layups and popping shots from up top, and then the next morning I was like, I can't move. I'm old, bro.
That's funny. Yeah, we were at because at the gym we have a lot of teams that come through and stuff like that. They can rent out the court, and I was in there like just doing a run, of mass check. This was last week before today, but doing like a mass check, and I went in there, and my nickname at the gym is Batman, and that's what my name tag and everything all it says, and so it was all Batman, Batman, Batman. And it was like, yeah, he's like, watch this. And just look at it. He like shot the hoop. He shot from the 3 point and missed it. And then his friend was like, Batman, watch this, watch this, watch this. And he was like, he shot it and he missed it too. And I was like, oh no, here we go. Come on, come on. My turn, my turn. Give me it, bro, at the corner 3. Shot it.
Of course. Oh.
Right in. Perfectly in. With gloves on and everything, bro. I was like, that's how you do it, kid. It's like
yeah, that was the same moment. I was having a few of those moments out on the basketball court.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's so funny because like I actually think on Sunday I'm gonna play with a couple of guys from the gym, and they're all talking like, who's gonna guard? Who's gonna guard Mike, man? Who's gonna guard Mike? And it's like because they're all like 5'8", and they're all like fit, 175-pound kids and stuff like that. And so I'm like, whoever's gonna guard me is just better be prepared to hang out at the bottom the whole time.
Oh, that's funny, man. And that's cool. That's cool that you're doing golf. And I think actually, you know what? I recently listened to another podcast that was talking all the driving, man. I hear so many different podcasts about the effects on your brain of trying new stuff. Like how good it is for your overall well-being to like learn a new skill and work get hard at it. And they say you actually lose a lot of those effects and a lot of that function in your brain, or you don't use it to its full potential when you just do stuff you know how to do. Like it's always good to get outside your comfort zone and do something that feels really hard and clunky and that you're not that so it makes me want to think of something I could
dude. So like the very first game that we played like a full 18, this is probably like 2 months ago when it started getting really nice. We played a full game of 18 and just played. It was me and Bruce Leroy, by the way. Yeah, we played, and the next day I was like, oh man, it's like I was like, man, my obliques are like, because when you're like twisting, like all obliques when you're doing it, dude. And I was like, oh my God, I am really fucking sore. It's like I didn't know the golf would do that to me like that.
Oh yeah, no, that's funny, man. It's cool. So who all do you play with? I know Fran. I've seen a picture of you playing with Fran. I think I did see one of Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, it's just like everyone we know, and so there's like a little tournament that they do every year that I'm gonna play in, but I probably won't win. I told them I'm that 500 to 1 Cinderella. So if I win, that's terrible. But no, we play like with a couple of people that that Fran knows and that I know, and it's just regular people. That's and we always, if we have enough, we always try to book tee times that are like back to back to each other, and so we can basically all play together because they only let you do 4s, but sometimes we'll have like 6 people or 5 people, and we'll kind of split it up that way. We can just all play together essentially.
Heck yeah, dude, that's dope. Closest thing I ever had to that, Pierce, was Frisbee golf.
Yeah.
Disc golf. You can't really say that.
Golf. Yeah. That's the dog park that we take Duchess to has around it is like a huge thing. It's a disc golf course.
Yeah.
That goes over there. And a lot of there's kids like they got those funky ass backpacks that hold their like it looks like just plates. Like they have
that's what I'm saying. I should get out and do that. That's my golfing. I'll never regular golf is not for me. I just not but disc golf, dude, I was so into that. And I used to play where I learned to play was in Humboldt in Northern California. It's like all trees. So these forests, dude, you have to get so creative, and there's all these different throws and they have different names for them, and like but people get into it. But I still have my discs. I have all of them. So, and there's actually in Colorado, there's a ton of courses all around. So
now, aren't they like the same thing too? Aren't they called like irons and drivers and stuff like that too.
Yeah, they take all the lingo, all the everything from golf, because it actually is so parallel. It's just like a different thing, but
Yeah.
like you can definitely still describe it in the same ways. I'll say, at least in my experience, it's way easier. Like the first time I threw a disc, I did way better than the first time I tried to hit a golf ball. Fuck that.
Okay.
Way too hard.
Yeah. No,
No.
earlier we were talking about the to kind of flip this, you were talking about like the COVID stuff and everything and
Yeah.
the mask. Did you see today what happened?
Yes, bro. And we go clear this weekend, right? Denver does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denver goes clear this weekend. And then the cool thing that I heard, and I don't know how set in stone it is, that maybe it's just talk, but that the idea is that because now they have the vaccinations for young people too.
Yeah, the 12 to 15 right now.
Yeah. And so, I just coincidentally, next year, I'm probably going to be teaching only 7th and 8th grade. So those are students I'll be teaching.
Yeah.
But if they're vaccinated, then they're saying that there's a possibility, even in schools, that we won't have to wear masks if we have had the vaccine.
Yeah. And it's just wild because like it just started today. So I was at the gym and I was like, what are all these people doing with no? I was like, oh, that's right. But
My parents told me it started Sunday.
But the thing is, it's today, like, but for like the like for the vaccinated people, they can walk around without masks. But I was like in the gym, and I was like, man, I know this motherfucker's not vaccinated. I was like, look at this dude. I was like, I know this motherfucker's not vaccinated either. And so just like,
I am, bro.
yeah. And I was like, man. So, but yeah, it was nice to kind of see people walking around normal. You know,
Check. This was so nice. You can't see it at all. Not even way back. Oh my god! Maybe I should turn the brightness down on the phone. It's a map of the United States, and it was the article title was "America is finally winning its fight against coronavirus," and it shows like the state that each state is in.
Yeah.
So like almost, I'd say probably at least 2/3 of the United States is now like fully decreasing, and then the rest is steady, and there's no places where it's increasing anymore. So we finally. Seems like we might be finally legitimately moving past this thing.
Yeah, on the upward curve. Yeah.
Oh man, that was so nice. It feels like it's been so much bad news for so long, and it's just been rough, dude. This whole thing has been crazy. So it's nice to like be like, hey, things are actually getting better.
Yeah, dude.
Get back to normal life, and suddenly normal life is so sweet.
Yeah, dude. It's good to see everything opening up and. Well, it's funny because I live down here near Douglas County. In Douglas County, like the minute that they let the counties decide, like Douglas County opened everything up. They're like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna open it all up."
That was like a school. I saw a headline of some high school that as soon as the CDC stuff came out, they were immediately like, "Okay, no mask next year." They're like, "We're with it based on that. We're gonna."
Yep.
Some people jump right immediately on.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because people like when they would come to the gym. People would get so like there'd be a few people that like came in like when the first ruling came out with the 80% thing, like if you have 80% people vaccinated, then you can have no mask, right? But you got to keep track of that shit. And number one, it is against the law, HIPAA, to ask somebody if they've been vaccinated. So it was just such a weird process and a concept. I think that's why. Like the governor like changed it to like just be like if you're vaccinated, go ahead and do it. That's fine.
Right. And I think the numbers and the trends support that, right?
Yeah.
It's going down. It's getting better. We're seeing it less and less.
Yeah. But people would come in though, man, and be like, well, the CDC is saying that it's okay for people that are vaccinated to come inside. And this is before today. Come inside without any I was like, well, yeah. So just the CDC is just like it's like really nothing. It doesn't govern anything. It's not part of any federal or local governments. It's provides guidelines. And I was like, even on the website, the very first page says that these are guidelines that they have nothing to do with federal and state regulations. And so they're like, well, no, that's not what I read. I'm like, well, this is what I'm showing you right now, bro. So
you read it now. This is it.
Yeah. I don't care what you read. This is what it is now.
Yeah. I'll be so glad. And I don't know what's going to happen next year, but the hope is that us teachers will not have to be teaching online at the same time again.
Yeah.
Dude, it's impossible. I'm telling you right now, like I've put everything I have into it, and it is impossible to effectively teach a class full of students while also teaching a class full, half a class full of students at home on Zoom. That good luck getting the camera on. Some of them just show up and do nothing. It's an impossible task. So if we want to tackle like digital learning, it has to be different, and they have to opt in my opinion, and then they have to like agree to have cameras on, agree to engage, and then if they're not engaging, you get switched to a regular school.
Yeah. You know what I saw? Like Tier had pointed out to me, there was an article. It's not about work, but still with the pandemic, and they were asked if they would want to work from home or get a $10,000 like salary increase, or like a $10,000 to $20,000 salary increase for going in office, and like the survey mostly favored people just working from home, dude.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, "I'm just gonna stay home, man. I don't give me no money."
Yeah. I guess I see the appeal, but it's just it's like a slippery slope, man. It'd be like if you suddenly had $80 billion or something. Like you just all of a sudden you're like, wait, I could just do whatever I want at the house all the time. I'm just here all the time. And then you don't get that social interaction. I think there's a lot of health problems from just being in your house all the time.
Yeah.
It's where you stay, it's where you sleep, it's where you spend a lot of time, but it's not where you are restricted to,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happened with us. I mean, with the pandemic, we were just on top of each other. That's why we moved. You know what I mean? And so I'm fortunate enough to have my own office, and Tiara has her own office as well. But there's a lot of people out there that don't have their own office.
Correct.
And there's a lot of people out there that don't have they're just by themselves. Like for example, Fran.
Right.
Ron wants to go to work because he's at home by himself all the time. And he's like, bro, I don't get no social interaction. He goes, the only interaction I get is like when I I am you guys, or or I'm sending you text messages and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I think it's healthy to interact. I'm telling you, man, I didn't realize how depressed I was until we went back. When I got to go back, and it was still shitty, because half the school's not there and everything's weird, and we're all wiping desks and wearing masks, and it was hard to adjust to. But I told you that first time I drove back to work, I was like, beautiful commute and shitty ass traffic. How I missed you, But you're like, I really did. Like, this is amazing. I'm listening to
You're basically like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. And someone's like, "Fuck you." Fuck you.
Dude, I was so
excited about it.
I was so shocked to recently find out that all my students know that movie.
Coming to America?
Can you believe that? What year did that come out?
The 80s, bro. I want to say like 86.
Yeah, maybe. That might be what it is. Let me find it real quick. But yeah, dude, I was shocked. They all totally
88.
Oh, you're faster than me. 88. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Weird though. Like, what I'm telling you, sometimes I realize stuff. I'm like, I'm talking about something in 2005. Like, it's not that long ago, but it's totally that long ago. They weren't even born.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Which is weird to think about, like the time that they're growing up in too. Like, they're the first generation now that's like oblivious to the iPhone. Like, Jaden's old enough because from 2008 on, shit got wild, and it got wild fast with this.
Dude.
And so like that is like, we know a time before that. We know a time, a time before the internet. You remember, when you were very, very young. And it's like, this is going away. We're a dying breed, homie. Like, they're not gonna, like, full disclosure, I took away all my kids' phones. They haven't had them for a long ass time. They don't have we went through and hand deleted everybody's social media accounts for details I cannot get into on the podcast. However, it's they turned back into human beings, bro. So I'm like, this is the last generation that's going to do something like what me and Mai are doing with this, because it's going to be considered like inhumane to take somebody's phone 30 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything, we're totally attached to all of it. And you probably noticed I've dropped off of shit again. Like, there's no need in playing with all that social media. To me, I feel like I never get anything good out of it from me.
Well, then I also feel like if you're enforcing it, dollar, at your house, then you should also kind of follow the own rules too that you're enforcing.
Correct. Oh, totally. But I'm good because we all started with screen time. That's how this conversation began.
Yeah.
It was we were looking at screen times and going, wait, what? It's like, how is this possible? And some of it's the online, the days when they're online, because they kind of do hybrid and stuff. So like days when they're working, from home, we were looking at stuff and I'm like, how do you have 8 hours of screen time at like 5:00 p.m. on a school day? And I started freaking out, man. I was like not feeling it all. And so that conversation came up. And so me and Mai pulled up ours and I pulled up mine, bro. It was like an hour 45 was my total screen time for the day. And this is like in the evening. But it was an hour 5 of Google Maps. I was like 40 minutes, bro. I looked at my phone 40 minutes. It was all text messaging. So I definitely got to walk the walk. That's why I'm like, I'm not going back. Cause I get the same thing happens to me, dude. I'm old. So Facebook is, you get on Facebook and you start scrolling something. It's like, you just lose your life in it. And then you're like, oh, what should I post? A cool picture? Or, for me, I'm like, oh man, I don't have time to mess with this no more. Yeah. And I know that eventually that's going to be laughable that there was some old man going, fuck all this new shit. I'm going to live in the real world.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like, one of the guys at the gym, he was talking, he was like, he's like, dude, I had to delete YouTube. He goes, because he goes, legit. He goes, I was on YouTube and he goes, and I was just, he's like, I looked at he's like, cause you could check out your digital, mark online on your phone and everything like that. And he goes, it was disgusting on how long I was on YouTube, man. He goes, so I deleted it. And then I was like, oh man. And so I was talking to him and I was like, well, when you do get YouTube back, man, you should check out this channel called Weird History. And I was like, I just went on about it and everything like that. And then I saw him like 2 days later. And he was like, bro, he goes, I blame you, dude. He goes, I was doing good for 3 days. And he goes, and then I got curious about that weird history shit that you were telling me, that channel.
You played it.
I watched it. He's like, and I've almost watched all of Weird History, all their videos. I was like, oh shit, sorry, man. I was like, but it's cool, right? He was like,
Weird History is definitely cool. No, I have YouTube, and I use it for class and stuff too. You have to be careful what you sift through on there, but there's lots of stuff. And plus, DPS has a thing where they go through and all teachers contribute to like approving videos or not approving videos.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see what's useful and what's not. But yeah, that social media, man, it's a vortex. It's a vortex, and it can warp people's minds and. I don't know, man. I feel like I have come full circle on this a couple of times where I'm like, screw it. Not necessarily like I know everybody did when they saw that documentary. What was that called again? You saw it too, I believe. What was that?
Yeah,
thing?
that's the
social dilemma.
Social dilemma.
Yeah. No, but just in general, like I've done that a few times where I delete everything. And then there's times where like, can I be honest with you? I was actually going to completely remove all of my accounts when I did my kids, but I had to leave mine because the Mike and Tony show podcast Facebook page was started through mine. So I did some research and was like, oh, okay. All I have to do is I have to make you an admin, which I thought you already were. I believe you are.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Okay. And then once I do that, then it changes this setting so that I can actually delete my account and it's fully your page now. So you would actually just have it and own it and run it or whatever. But for some reason it wouldn't do it. It kept giving me this weird pop-up saying can't do this now or like return it another time, something weird like that. I was like, damn it. So that's what I still have a Facebook. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It always happens. The one that gets me is Instagram because I'll like think of something useful or if like that podcast I was listening to, I wanted to look it up. Download Instagram. But before you know it, I'm scrolling again. I'm like, hey, bro, what's happening? My brain got taken over. Like, the less I look at that thing, the better. And I'm old enough that I can get away with it. But soon enough, you'll be such a weird person. 30 years from now, being like, bro, I don't got a phone.
Yeah.
What? I don't got a chip, bro. I'm not into it. Like, oh, come on, man. You don't have like what's the Elon Musk
grid, man? I'm off the grid, bro.
Yeah. What's the Elon Musk? The brain thing to like give you like make you super smart.
Yeah.
You get it basically have Google in your brain at any given moment. That's just what's that called? Neuralink? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah. What? That's just a lot. That's just too much. It's too much.
Yeah, we always think about like our technological advancements and scientific advancements, but we don't think about like, I don't know. We talk about like personal growth as individuals, but shouldn't we talk about it as a world? Like the shit that we do, that we think we can suddenly have all that shit in our brain. We have all this at our fingertips, but we're like fucked up people. We're not like really fixing our problems, or we're destroying the planet. We've got all these issues everywhere. Like, should we really have that at our fingertips? I don't.
I always think about the Jerry Seinfeld episode, not the episode, but his stand up. It's called "I'm Telling You for the Last Time," and he's talking about, he's like, we have seedless watermelon. He goes, somebody made that. Some scientist made a seedless watermelon. He goes, and it took a different person to make that seedless watermelon. He's like, here we are with cancer and AIDS and diseases out there. And this guy was just like, you know what? I know that this stuff exists, but this, this, that's got to stop. he was like, he dedicated his life to make a seedless watermelon. He goes, that's just, and it just, to me, it says the same thing, that the Neuralink, like, oh, we're gonna put shit inside people's heads and be able to let them expand their minds and brains and everything like that. I'm like, yo, they don't have water.
100%. Oh,
them over there, they don't have water. They got to walk like miles in alligator infested water.
Yeah. Just like, and these people are dying from shit that we've had vaccines for like 40, 50 years. Like there's so many problems like that, dude. People dying of starvation. 100%, man. Yeah, we haven't fixed our morals. Yeah. That's really the problem, right? How are we we have all this? That's the last thing we need is a bunch of fucking evil people with amazing technology to know everything and track everybody and know everything about everyone. Oh, I can like hear them like, oh God, man.
Like I said, in the meantime, someone's thirsty as fuck right now.
Yeah. But so getting off of it though, I feel kind of bad because I'm like, I know I'm like one of the last people that's going to do something like this, where we're just going to try and get rid of the shit in our house. And I feel bad because in the future, people won't even have this option, dude. It's so weird. I'm like, fuck it. I know that humanity's going this way, but at the last second I still have opportunity. I'm just going to fucking jump over here.
I'm gonna bolt. I'm done.
The podcast will be my contact with the outside world, Mike.
It'd be the Tony Dollar Underground Podcast. Hey guys, again, it's Tony Dollar. I don't know how much time I have left in me right now, but luckily I'm on a digital signal.
You know what that sounds like?
Because there's going to be something that's like far advanced besides digital, like, analog right now. Now digital is better than analog. So then it's going to be like, I'm on a digital signal. They can't trace me yet.
The Neuralink Podcast Network. You can hear it anytime, anywhere. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That stuff's also crazy. That's such a good point though. Like we look around and what is it? Why do you think we're so fucked up? Why have we not developed more morally as a species? Like, why do people so much give in to their fucked upness and their like instinctive cravings? And, because that's really what it's all about. It's like when we don't take care of each other, but we only are concerned about self-interest and like taking care of ourselves and not even giving a thought to what's going on with other people.
Yeah. It's all about the keeping up with the Joneses style almost, right? Like, you see somebody with something cool and you want to be that cool, and then they want to be cooler, and then they see that you have that, so they got to be cooler than you. And I get
it's just the pursuit of power. It's like I feel like it comes down to spirituality, because I feel like it's like the super attachment to the world, because no matter how fucking powerful you get, bro, your days are numbered. Like every single one of us. Like, to me, that's why spiritual is so important, because you're like, yeah, this shit's all cool and let's have a good time and everything, and live it up and have a fun life and do whatever you want. But the clock's ticking, bro. Like it's gonna be over someday. Is it really gonna matter that much that you got all that power, or that you had that control, or you did this thing, or isn't it gonna matter? I always think about that. Like, and I've told you that before. Like, I think Myra says it's dark because I say it all the time, but I'm like, I think about my deathbed all the time. Like, I always just try to imagine, like, looking back and trying to go, like, well, what really would have mattered? And and I'm not perfect. There's shit I do all the time where I'm like, man, I wish I hadn't done that. That's one of those things I'm gonna think I should not have done that. But I just think that that's the way to look at everything, because like if you make, 180 million dollars, like you're like, oh, we're gonna get now next year I'm gonna double that. Like, okay, what? Like,
Yeah.
does it really matter, that amount of money? And then, like you said, you look around and people are starving. Like, I couldn't help not give that money to somebody. Like, what the fuck? Let's figure out a solution to the problem of people starving in 2021. It doesn't even, it makes no sense.
Well, and the other thing too, like I remember back in the day how we were discussing that, like, like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, them, those guys could literally like eliminate, a lot of stuff by themselves, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
Yeah, and I, they have like the foundations and all that stuff, the Gates foundations and all those kind of things. But like, if they had, I mean, what are they gonna do with all the money? And they're not taking it with them, and their kids will get it and this and that. But then, that's more money to spend in lifetimes, and it's like I think like at one point in time, like Bill Gates had enough money to pay everyone else, student loan debt and just like be done, like there you go. And
Yeah.
that would spur economic growth, right? Because then people wouldn't be spending money on student loans, they'd be spending money on other things. But then yeah, the other people that would be again another generation that would be taking out those student loans. So it, it's just an endless cycle.
Yeah. But and
Debt.
money, and truly money is the same thing. Like I was just looking at this, the 1% of the world population,
Uh-huh.
1% of people own 50% of the global money. Like, that's wacky.
That's
Like,
yeah.
if you had 100 people, one person owns half of it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
ridiculous.
wild.
That is wild. You never stop and think about it. What's creepy too is like with talking about social media and digital and all this kind of stuff, is this idea of moving toward cryptocurrency that everybody's talking about, and like this idea of total. I mean, it's already pretty jacked, right? Because we have the what are they called? The Federal Reserve,
Yeah.
right? Which is truly a company. It's actually like a private
Yep.
corporation.
Yep.
But they just sort of like manufacture money at will. And it's like just kind of like whatever they do. And that's why people talk about inflation. But the whole thing is like it's so slippery to even get your mind around, because you're like, so you guys are basically just saying what it is. So it's already kind of like that. Like, we moved away, but now to go to like a fully digital, like that's all it is digital. That seems crazy. You think you can, like, bad people can fuck up somebody's life now? Imagine if you could just, it's all digital. You just make
Yeah.
somebody broke by hacking a system.
That's the thing with digital currency though. It's like a lot more secure. It's blockchain, and that's the whole thing that makes it appealing to people, right? Because you can't hack a transaction in the anonymity, not, blah, 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 anonymity, yeah,
Anonymity.
anonymity, yeah, the anonymity exists there too. So money can be moving around without anybody moving, knowing, or you can buy this and that, and so on and so forth, and there's not
Yeah.
a trace of it. There's a digital receipt, on the blockchain, and it makes it more secure. But once that happens, that happens. There's no, and that's the other thing that's kind of shitty too. Like once you send something, or if you buy something, like with cryptocurrency, there's no like pulling that back. Like it's done, dude. It's gone. It's now part of the blockchain, and it's just it's part of that the whole security of that. And so you're not getting you make a mistake with something, or like there's people. Was it that one dude who lost his passwords, right, to his wallet, and he had like millions of dollars in Bitcoin in there that he didn't have access to, because if you fuck up and you mess up your passwords, like I don't know how familiar you are with the whole cryptocurrency dollar, but like
Not
there's
as
like
much as you, I don't think.
but when you like open up a wallet, they give you like this like anywhere from 10 to 14 um word phrase that you need to write down and that you need to keep. Don't screenshot it, this and that, but you need to make sure that you have it at some point at some time, because if you ever lose your password, or if you ever get logged out of your wallet or anything like that, you
You have to
need
have.
you have to have that paraphrase, and you have to enter it in exactly. And that's like, I think that's what happened with that
Dude.
guy, is that he um I forget, I have to look that up though. but he messed it up. He just lost it, and he has like millions of dollars in like Bitcoin and all that stuff that he can't access because he doesn't have his fucking password.
Damn, dude. See, that's the crazy thing with that shit is like if something does go wrong with it, it seems so like what's the pipeline called or whatever? The whole thing that they're where they got shut down by hackers. Do you know what I'm
Oh
talking about?
yeah, that the gas, yeah, the whole gas
Yeah,
down south, yeah,
can't remember what it's called. Like that shit is so terrifying to me.
right.
I'm like the fact that they could just hack something like that. Like, what if they could have just blown a bunch of it up too? Like,
Well, it's like the other thing too is that um Tier had found an article that there was hackers that like got into a water treatment plant and they had changed all like the chemicals and the filtration stuff and everything like to essentially like poison the water. And so, but a technician was there and he saw that the numbers were off skewed and he helped like counteract it and prevent it. But still, that should exist too, man.
yeah,
Everything's online. Everything has an access to something, and that's the thing too. Is like if you have cameras outside, someone can hack into those. They can get your IP, and then once they're hacked into that, you look at your IP address, and they can hack your IP address. They can see what else is connected to your house. They
oh
can hack
yeah,
into
for
that.
sure.
Like it's just it's anybody can hack into anything.
Yeah, that's the terrifying thing about it. That's one of the things because I told you we finished it. Our last unit was on artificial intelligence, the one we did as a class. And so the last topic that I covered in there was like racial bias in AI technology. Do you know
Uh-huh.
anything about this? You heard anything about this stuff?
No.
Yeah, so it all started with this chick that she went to MIT and she was like super high level working on some crazy degree, and was trying to she came up with some invention to add to face recognition technology where it was like this idea of a mirror where you could look in the mirror and like put somebody else's face, or you could put like it was just for like if you went like she did Oprah was her example where she put Oprah on, and it made me feel empowered that day. Or people want to put lions or whatever. Super smart chick though, like to make this stuff. But what she realized was when she got the face recognition technology, that's not what she was inventing. She was sort of adding something to it, so she needed it. And when she got it, she started realizing that so many times it wouldn't recognize her face. And then her roommate happened to have like this white mask on, and so she was just messing around. So she put it on, and it recognized her face.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, bro, this is a real thing. We did a whole topic on this. I taught this.
Damn, dude, that's fucked up.
It's really crazy. It's really, really, really crazy. But it's not, and it's a very delicate thing to like teach the students because there's a difference. It's sort of not exactly the same thing as blatant racism.
Yeah.
But it's like intrinsic, systemic, unconscious bias where like the people building this stuff all look and act a certain way. They're all old white dudes. And so when they test this stuff, they don't even realize they're biased and they're testing it all on white people. And so then when they put it out to the public, like nobody checks it because they don't have any fucking black people working there. And that's a fact too. Like they actually in is it Silicon Valley? I can't remember. In California, it's like one of the main tech areas in California.
Yeah.
The average it's 1 out of 100 employees is a black, or not even black, a minority woman. 1 out of 100, bro. 1%. The same amount of people that don't have the wealth. 1%, dude. And then you can't figure out why you get this system out here. And there's like 3 major technologies that do it. One is the Apple one. The other one is like Face ID or something like. No, that's the Apple one, but there's 2 more. And she tested all of them, and they're all jacked, bro. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
So that's the problem. It's weird because it's not like these computer AIs are racist. It's like the fact that it's a reflection of ourselves. Yeah, it's a reflection of us. All the people who are making it, their bias comes through in the AI, which adds a whole nother scary element to AI in general.
That's funny because damn, everything's racist then. Like even ghosts are racist, bro. So Tierra watches this show, right? Called Tierra watches this show called Ghost Brothers. Is it Ghost Brothers? I think that's what it goes. Or Paranormal Brothers or something like that. And it's 3 black guys, and they go through and they do all the paranormal stuff. So they bring like the the cameras, and they'll bring like those boxes, that like the static boxes that like will shoot
Like
out
a
phrases,
yeah. Okay.
that shoot out
Oh,
phrases of what the ghosts are trying to communicate and everything like that. And this one episode it had me dying, and tears showed me because she said it had her dying. And she said they went in there with that little static box, the white noise box, right? And they sat down. it, it was like, "Are you here with us now?" And they're just there like with the phone like this, and it's just on their phone, right? And it's just like a thing they put out there, and it has a whole bunch of different like it has like millions of different um words in there that can be chosen, right? And it's like, you can hear it, and then like it'll pick out words, pick out words, pick out words. No joke. It's like, is anybody here? Is so on and so forth here? And da, 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 da. And they were sitting down, and it was all handsome slave. And he was like, "Ha- handsome slave?" he was like, he goes, "Oh, that is some racist ass shit." He's like,
what the
yeah,
fuck?
because they were like, look, he goes, it's like, high key, I'm offended, bro. He's like, damn. He goes, even in the afterlife, that shit's racist. he was like, handsome slave. He's like, damn, dude. Like, he was real mad, man.
That is crazy. What the hell? Do you
yeah,
think
and it was
those are legit? Do you think there's that? I don't know that show, but I've seen some of those before.
yeah,
Do you think there's any of those are legit? Like, I'm not asking if you believe in ghosts. I think I believe in them. I think you do too. We've talked
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
But do you think those shows are like the one that she watches? Is it legit? Like, do you think there's real shit happening there, or is it
And
more like
so it's weird too because they also have these they have these cameras that like detect like motion or um like some kind of like human movement, and so it'll like show the camera, and it's like it's all like night visioned out, but it like picks out like it tries to pick out like things in the air, and it'll show like a stick figure of something, and it's like, oh shit, it's over there, over there, over there. And they'll point
is
to the
that real?
corner.
Do you think?
I don't know, dude, but also in the show is cracking me because that same fucking episode, you're like, yo, dude, somebody's over there in that corner. Somebody's in that corner, and all of a sudden, like you see like this like the stick figure, and it's going like, and they're all on there, and they're it's just three black guys, and they're just like, oh, get it, get it,
Oh my
get it,
god.
hey, hey. it's like he's dancing with us. Look at this,
Yeah, I don't know. It's impossible to know if that stuff's real. Uh,
right?
yeah, I think it really does exist. We both
Maybe
have
that's maybe
actual
that's
footage,
another
right?
dollar. Maybe that's
Start our
another
own.
part of this podcast. You're gonna have summers free, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe we just go get like one of these little boxes, and we just go start documenting shit on our own. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Just go to the Lakewood where I've been working for a long time now. Like, it seems like that town's so old or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but the two buildings I've worked in over there are for sure haunted, bro. Like, it's
dude,
very weird.
Callie wants to go to the Stanley Hotel for her fucking birthday.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, nah, dog.
Does she? Did somebody tell her what that's all about? Or
So she thinks, so Callie thinks she's like tough,
oh, I see.
but like when it comes down to like when she sees scary shit, she's like up all night, bro. And I'm like, dude, you're 7. Like, like, you're not supposed to like be checking out that shit, like we monitor her YouTube stuff too pretty good. And then like I'll hear something, I'm like, all right, turn that off.
Oh yeah.
It's like it'll be like ghost shit. I'm like, you gonna scare yourself, girl.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you gonna scare yourself. It's not like the stuff that is on now isn't like what we used to watch like back in the day. Like I remember, bro, my parents letting me watch fucking Alien when I was like 6 years old.
Oh yeah, me too. For sure, bro. We watched all that stuff. Yeah.
Alien Puppet Master, like 9 years old watching Puppet Master, dude. And that's what fucked me up about these fucking porcelain dolls, dude. That's why I don't like porcelain dolls to this day.
You don't.
This shit
I,
fucking messed me up, bro.
I've always felt they were pretty creepy. Like at one point, my grandmother had a collection for my sister, and they were like doing it. I always thought they were kind of creepy.
Dude, yeah. And we spent the night at my grandma's house, and in the room that we spent the night in, my grandma like porcelain. She like clowns. So she had like porcelain clowns like everywhere, and you're just like,
Oh,
I'm not
come
afraid of
on.
clowns. I'm not afraid of clowns or anything like that, but like porcelain clowns, dude, just like sitting there, you're just like, God dang, dude. And my grandma had, yeah. And my grandma also had a waterbed that we slept on when we go to her house. And then I also watched fucking Friday the
Right.
13th.
Yeah. On the waterbed. Oh my God. Oh, Pierce. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny though. They didn't. I mean, bro, we turned out okay. For sure. Like when we were kids, no one gave a shit. You were lucky if you didn't get smacked with something. Like the least of their worries was what you were taking in. But now it's so different because they have access to like a steady stream of it, like anywhere through a computer,
and
through a phone.
there's no filters. Like it's just right there.
Yep. Weird times.
I mean, you could, you can control it to an extent, like you can have like YouTube filters, be the parent and like this
Yeah.
and that and blah blah blah. But there's always ways to get around that shit,
100%, bro. Well, that's why I'm like, nope. You just take it. You don't have none. It suddenly occurred to me. It's like, it's my motto now. They're tired of me walking around saying it, but I say it at the house. I'm like, I don't owe anybody a phone. I don't. You got a job? Okay. Well, then you don't have a phone.
Yeah.
It's 1988 up in this bitch.
Unless you a doctor or a lawyer, you don't need this phone. That's what I remember. Like, remember I told you that with the whole pager thing. My mom wouldn't let me have a pager because 2 people back then had pager: doctors and drug dealers.
For sure.
She goes, "Are you a doctor?" I'm like, "No." "Are you dealing drugs?" "No." "Then you don't need a pager." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I don't need a pager."
Yeah, and that's how old we are, because you get the page and then you go call them back on the landline.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a phone real quick? I just got a page for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, things have changed. It's funny though. We did. Okay, so here's the thing. We were going to get them all flip phones so that because I want them to have. There's the safety aspect, right? I want them reachable.
Yeah.
And the idea is, if you have it, you answer that shit. But we couldn't. Like, first of all, we found it's like close to $300 each. If we were to buy all 3 kids flip phones. I was shocked at this, Pierce. I had no idea. I was like, they're so expensive. Like, I don't understand why you're paying that much for a shitty flip phone. But apparently must be a demand for it because they are expensive as hell. But what we did find, we found one that we thought was kind of cool. So we ordered it, and it does have Facebook. But bro, I have to show you this thing. It is fucking hilarious. It's like the Atari of Facebook. Like, it looks so old and jacked. Not to mention it's the old keyboard, right? And it's got a little screen on the top, but it's not a touch screen. And so when you
keyboard,
like when you're texting, I'm like, if you God help you if you need to do an asterisk or something, something you have to. Oh, I missed it. Oh,
but back in the day, you used to be good at that, dude. Like us, it's like,
oh, for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, so they do have one. That's like if we leave the house, or if somebody's going to be somewhere or something, they have that. We're testing it out, and if it works good, we'll get 2 more of them. We want to make sure the Facebook's not going to be a problem. I'm pretty sure it's not. First of all, kids that young don't like Facebook. Second of all, that shit is ghetto, bro. It is fucking old. Like, good luck surfing the Facebook on that.
You should get on one of those AARP phones, man, where it's like the big buttons.
What we talked about. It's 100% what we talked about. I was like, hey, Mom, Dad.
Yeah, can you order one of those? I just want
to be able to reach them. That's it. But it's funny because I kind of joking, but I'm kind of not when I say like in the future it's going to be inhumane, because there's a real social aspect, like they're kind of cut off from everybody. Like, that's how they talk. They talk through Snapchat. They talk through Facebook Messenger. They talk through all these things. But I just think it's dangerous shit, man. And I think in the future, I really think it's going to be like that, where like if somebody's trying to take somebody's phone away, or like somebody goes off the grid, it is going to be considered so extreme. And like, literally, I could see you getting in trouble for that in the future as a dad.
$20, you're being charged with 3 counts of child abuse. Like, what? Like,
no, see, they won't be Tony because I'm too fucking old. I won't live through that time, hopefully, crossing my fingers. But I feel like it's coming. It's coming because it's clear that our species is merging with technology, and it's not everybody, but you know how that stuff, it trickles down and trickles down. So eventually, as this stuff gets more and more and more and more advanced, just everybody will just be connected in one way or another.
Yeah, dude. And we'll all be living in the digital world, like that movie, that Ready Player One. Where people are just hanging out in their living rooms, not going outside, and like they're going outside and just gonna go to their digital realm, man.
Or even think about the Matrix, dude. Like when, especially with virtual reality and all that stuff, if we get so, yeah, yeah, what would stop people? Because it was interesting. Recently, I heard people talking about it, and they were saying that like they would rather take, like in that movie, The Matrix. What's that guy? I can't remember when he's sitting there meeting with the dude over dinner. The bad guy. What's his fucking name? With the and he's like, I don't want to remember anything, and he's like eating a steak.
Yeah.
Like just, and so it was in our homeroom. My co-teacher was doing this lesson where they were like seeing like how many of you would just want to be him and just go back. And it was about 50-50, bro. Like half of people were like, no, I would want to not know. Just put me back in.
Bliss, right?
Yeah, let me live a ignorant, great, happy life. But I'm weird. Like I couldn't, dude. I'm like, nah, not if I know that right now. I don't want to, like, sure, it won't matter if I forget. But I don't want that because I already know the shit's fake. So I don't want to be like purposefully like the thing in MIB, right? Or
yeah.
Yeah. Yep, totally.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely that'd be a huge mindfuck to all of a sudden find out like all that stuff that everything's just like fucking fake.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like sitting in some fucking box, just hanging out.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, hey, and like, isn't they're supposed to release all that UFO shit soon, right? Isn't it like in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, it was like 6 months. It was supposed to be in 6 months. So yeah,
it's I want to say it's like 2 weeks. It's like the same time school ends. Remember, I was telling you, like, bro, I know what I'm doing this summer. I'm gonna figure all this shit out. But you wonder what I'm getting the impression from people that are like leaking stuff. It seems like
it's already shit we've known.
At least their official stance is they don't know shit. Just kind of like, dude, here's all the stuff. We don't know what it means. We've been trying to recreate it. We can't.
Yeah.
The shit's wild. We don't know exactly what it is. And we were all outside the other day. We all got freaked out because turns out it was this, again, Elon Musk with those. I didn't know anything about it. We were all standing outside and my sister was leaving. We were saying bye to my sister. And all of a sudden I just kind of looked up and was like, wait, what the hell? And it was like, so far, bro. Like if it was a plane, it was stupid far. And so then it was like going in a straight line, and there was like this straight line of them going in a certain angle over us, and they're like perfectly spaced apart, fucking perfectly going, and they were super high.
So that was Elon that did that?
We think so. So we saw the one, and like I said, it went in a direct line like this, and we're like, oh, that's kind of crazy. And then all of a sudden, like 20 seconds later, another one came from there, and it couldn't have been the other one because they would have had to go like all the way around. All of a sudden it came from the other way, and we were tripping balls, dude. Like all of us, the neighbors started coming out. We were like,
okay,
what?
I think Fran was talking about that, dude. And he said he saw the same thing when he was out walking the dogs.
Interesting.
I was like, what? I was like, you're tripping, dude. No way. No, bro, I swear, I'm telling you the truth. I was like, because like sometimes I take things with a grain of salt with him when he says shit.
Yeah, no, it was weird, but we Googled it afterward, and I was hoping to get a really specific answer on that night and that time in our area, but I couldn't. But it seemed most likely that it's like this big, giant, it's like a test of satellites that Elon Musk is releasing to like to improve internet everywhere, so that everybody everywhere around the world could just get it very, very easily. Yeah. Weird shit, but that's the kind of stuff going on, like there's so many people on Earth, and there's so many people doing weird shit. You look up in the sky and see all this, and you're like, yeah, that was one of us.
Like, why the fuck would you put lights on it, bro? You're gonna scare everybody.
Yeah, it was really weird, just the way it was moving stuff. No, but I'm excited to hear all the alien stuff, dude. I want to know what they have. At least it seems like it's going to be disappointing though, because I feel like it's going to be like what they have is going to blow our minds, and we're going to have zero fucking answers on like, wait, what is it? Where did it come from? Like what's going on with this? Do we know? Have you guys have contact with anybody? Like, nope, we don't know nothing. We have no idea, bro.
Or you know what's going to happen is like they're going to release all the stuff that they have and that they've done research on, right? But it's all going to be shit. It's like all redacted. And it's gonna be like a whole like black. It's a whole one page, and it's gonna say like is the a yes like
in around without
right? That's how that shit's gonna show up, man.
Oh, that would not be cool.
And they were like, well, we didn't say how much of it we'd show you. We just showed you what we have.
Yeah. Have you heard Elon's take on aliens? He doesn't think it's very likely that there's
Yeah.
any aliens at all. But I'm like, what's going on with all this stuff? Like, what's his name? Bob Lazar. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, what is all this? Like, there's so much shit everywhere. Is it really all horse shit? Just because he's super smart. I don't know. Cause like he talks about the fact that we would see more and, you know, it just seems highly unlikely. If so, they're very reclusive and they don't really reveal themselves. They've been very, 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 very like unintrusive, and
Yeah.
which would be surprising if they actually exist. But I'm like, but what about all that shit? What about all the things people have seen and caught on film and like shit moving in crazy ways? And I think that a lot of that might be government, but what if it's not? What if some of that shit is not government? What if they're legit? Is, you know, these experiences people have had are like fire in the sky? You know that whole thing, right?
Yeah, dude.
Bro. That's what I mean. Like, are these people really just making shit up for no good reason? Like, I don't think so. Like, I feel like there's something. What is it? We really don't know. What if we come to find out it's definitely not aliens at all, and it's really just like the government fucking around and like trying to use this shit? You go deep
To distract.
Yeah, yeah,
To distract something.
of course. And but it was weird how it all dropped during COVID, like when it was at its peak,
Right.
Only thinking about that. Like, oh, by the way, we're gonna release all this stuff from the government.
Yeah, look over here. Hey, look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
No, don't look at this yet. This is gonna be like over here later.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna remind you that it's like right over here. Just
bro, and because we can be controlled. People are so easily manipulated, man. We're such a slave to our biology and shit, and like it's really. And so thinking about all this stuff, like in the future, like getting more interconnected and everything integrated. Just imagine, dude. Like, yeah, no idea, man. I feel like the world's getting weirder every day. I'm just getting old and becoming that guy that's like, nothing makes sense anymore.
No, Dollar. The world has been equally as weird. It's just that now you're more aware of it.
Could be. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But it just feels like the this leap in technology that's turning out to be probably much more profound than the Industrial Revolution, which is huge in human history. You know what I mean? To like look at what's happening now and be like, damn, like a long time from now, this will be considered a very pivotal point in human history where all of a sudden we're becoming interconnected, just like how the Industrial Revolution was. But I feel like this is going to be so much more.
Yeah.
Because the world has always been weird. People are weird in general. What's weird is that this one species on Earth just became so fucking dominant, like just overpopulated the whole world. Just like it's ours. Like we just took over everything. And it's really crazy. That's why you could see an alien if they did come going like, oh, this shit, we need to fumigate, bro.
Yeah.
This planet's got some kind of infection.
Or again, remember my theory. And I think the aliens are us.
Or us, yeah.
And we just saw this shit ahead of time, and then we just went and said, "Peace out, guys. We'll come back and check on you a little later."
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of being easily manipulated, did you hear about the lady that like because people are like trying to buy up all the gas, they started freaking out when the pipeline went down or whatever. This lady that like was hoarding gas like crazy, and she was transporting a whole load back to her house, which wasn't her first load. And she's like driving with all this gas in her car. And then a police officer like put on his lights or whatever, and she just tried to gun it and get the hell out of there, probably because she had a fucking car full of gasoline.
Yeah.
So she took off, and before the cop could even call it in and really get rolling, she lost control of the car, flipped it, the whole thing. Like there was like everybody around reported like multiple explosions, and then she emerged from the car on fire, dude. Like people are fucking nuts. She had a car full of gasoline.
Just
like
for real, Dollar? That's for real?
That really happened. Yeah.
Oh
I could probably send it to you.
Dude.
I have it. It's like so crazy. But you think about that, they see this. Oh shit, the pipeline's closed. We're all fucked. Get as much. It's worth the risk, bro. Like, no, it's not. It's not. Don't fill your car with gasoline, you idiot.
I saw a meme online that cracked me up, and it said, "Hey, hun, me and the boys are just gonna go on a gas run," and it showed like Mad Max and that tanker truck. Remember the part like when they're like going to the tanker truck and it's like valuable.
Oh my God. Yeah, totally. I feel like this place could descend into Mad Max so easily.
Well, remember what I told you is that um that Mad Max took place in 2021.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I hope it's not that soon. Oh my God. But it feels like it could really. You know what I mean? Like think back on the attacks on the Capitol and everything. Can you imagine if like it didn't get fixed? Like people literally fucking legit took over shit and started, negotiating with people and then killing people.
Fucking
Who
that
knows?
shaman. The shaman is now our leader.
Oh my God. No, it'd be Trump. He would be real. It would be, he's weak. He didn't win. You say he didn't win the election. We're just going to put him in office. Can you imagine like how different the world would be? I'm kind of joking around and that's all. That's sort of like a over exaggeration how it would happen. But like, it's such a delicate system we live in, dude. If somebody else gets a hold of the keys, we're in deep shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the other part that always cracks me up, it's like, to me, I'm definitely a free thinker, right? I don't like rely on anybody else to tell me fucking shit. I'll make the decision up on my own. But
Right.
to me, it just cracked me up that people like rely so heavily on one person to make the decisions for everyone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, nah, dude, like if you like, and it cracked me up that that many people would storm it like that just so they can get one dude in there. And I'm like, no, if you're gonna do that, like take it over for yourselves, man. Like if
Mhm.
I'm going in there, hey dog, I'm in here, dude. And this is mine. It's mine now, dude.
It's the Mike show.
I'm not here so I can give him the power. This is mine now.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting world we're living in, man.
And then I would be like what's his name? Gladiator, Russell Crowe, and I will give the country back to the people.
Okay. Dude, I would totally vote for you. I'm not even going to lie. You just you just put people around you, right? You have people around you that know what the fuck they're doing. But it is a stupid system. It feels like it's going to fail at some point. That sounds so pessimistic, but I feel like we act like we're some old nation. We're really not, bro.
Yeah.
We are such a young nation and our type of government is unprecedented. So like we think, oh, we've been around forever, but not really. Like this isn't really fully tested yet. Like if we're hitting some bumps lately and shit's getting weird and all this technology that did not exist at the formation of this country, it's like really changed things. Loopholes everywhere right now, dude.
Yep.
I mean, they're recording and listening to everything we say. Like you go on, Google and you're going to see ads about shit that you're, and everybody's had this experience. I've talked to everybody universally, my students, everyone, not just what you search on the internet, but you have this experience where you're talking about something near your device and then you open it up, you go on Google or you go on Facebook, you go on something and there it is right there. And you're like, wait, hold up. I didn't type that anywhere. I didn't put that in anything. We were literally talking about it. So it's like, and that's what when we did this unit on AI at school, that's one of the most frightening things to me is like, we always think about AI as like these robots, right? They walk around and they're super smart and they think for themselves and, they're going to take over. But like, think about it. If it's a robot, it doesn't need a fucking physical body. Like its eyes and ears are everywhere, like every device, every computer, every cell phone, every camera, every security camera, everything that's feeding to the internet, like everything, dude, that's that. And if that thing turns negative, because there's deep AI, right? And then I don't know what the other word, not shallow, but simple AI where you program it. Like they have these ones. I showed my class these songs that are written by AI robots, which is really interesting. But they just feed them a shit ton of songs, and then they come up with they analyze it very, very quickly, and they write a song, and it's eerily catchy, bro. We listened to it in class. Again, 50-50, and all my students were like, "That's pretty good, actually." I kind of, you know what I mean? And you're like, "Wow," because it just as long as you input good ones. But then there's deep AI, which is different. That's where it takes ownership of its own learning. And that shit, now that's a different universe we would be living in, man. If that shit really, really takes off. We're not there yet, but we are so close.
Yeah. If deep AI happens, dollar, like it only takes one AI to shut down everything.
Oh yeah.
Forever. Like if that AI was like, you get no access to this anymore, zoom, just shuts down everything. Then
It
we're
was
just
it was
restarting.
very, it was creepy. We read this article. You ever heard of Sophia the robot?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, okay. So we were
And
reading the article.
she like predict it.
Have you ever heard, yeah, and have you ever heard her comments? Like the things she says, you're like, whoa, I don't even like this. Like you're still totally nothing right now with no abilities, but like those kind of like we have to help humans. And I can understand why you would be scared of technology, but like, I already don't like you, Sophia. You're like the very first one, and I'm not feeling it, bro.
Yep.
Creep me the fuck out.
Yeah, dude.
Because it feels like that same idea of like our most primitive ancestors, right? We look at like crocodiles, or like look at the descendants of some, these things that have been around for so long, reptiles in general, and that coldness in their eyes, that lack of emotion. You know what I mean? Like that's what is most terrifying to me about AI is there's no human emotion. There's no nothing. It's just like it just cold hard facts.
Yep.
Execute, most efficient is best. Like
You know what I just learned about? Like, now you're talking about like just being cold and dark and everything. I just learned about leopard seals, bro.
Mm.
Leopard seals are no joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have, they essentially have no like natural predators other than like an orca, right?
Oh, true. Yeah, that's true.
Other than orcas, they can get like 1,300 pounds. They can get 13 feet long.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they're fucking killers, bro.
yeah, and their teeth are like gigantic. And I
You
was
do
like,
not want to be a penguin.
yeah, yeah, dude. And since they like they all they have is like the canines, they don't have really like incisors like the tear meat
They
apart.
just pierce the shit out of you and swallow you.
No, they just
Oh,
and they just
snapped.
fling these fucking
Oh yeah,
penguins,
right.
shred them to pieces, dude, and then go eat the
Brutal.
pieces after they like shred them and throw them around.
Mm-hmm.
But like they were just showing like they're just savage. Again, there's no other predator besides that. Like they don't fucking care what you are. They're gonna try to eat you, dude. Like if you're smaller than them, they're just gonna fucking eat you.
Yeah. I didn't know it was quite like that. They're crazy. I just read an article recently about there was this problem happening where they were getting eels lodged in their nose.
Oh, like
Right.
small little eels. Okay.
Well, no, bro, like big ass long ones.
Oh,
But they're
what?
like half of it would be out of their nostril and they'd just be sitting there like all super uncomfortable. And
Uh-huh.
scientists really don't understand what it is. Like the best thing they can come up with is they think that it's almost like human adolescence, like we play with fire, mess around with shit, and
Yeah.
that they always mess around with the eels, and they do have big ass nostrils, and so it just happens where it's like because they notice it happens with the adolescent population. It doesn't happen with full grown adults. They don't, but these other ones are getting eels stuck in their nose. It's very weird.
Yikes.
Yeah, totally. All that shit is so creepy.
Somebody
All
asked me a weird question today, and there was uh what kind of animal do you think that you could take on and like defeat? And I was like, okay. I thought about it. I was like, definitely like a fucking dog or a cat. Definitely a cat. Fuck up a cat. I was like, bobcat. I'd probably fuck up a bobcat. Like if I was fighting a bobcat, I can fuck up a bobcat. I was like, adolescent cougar. Probably can fuck up an adolescent cougar. Just that one hiker dude did. I was like, deer. It's like I probably could fuck up a deer. I'd kill a deer with my bare hands. I was like, now elk, moose. No, I'm
oh,
not fucking.
bro.
I'm not fucking with any of that. And the person was like, well, what animal are you most afraid of if you saw? I was like, hippo, moose. I was like, I said polar bear. I was like, those three animals don't give a fuck who you are. Like, like,
Yep.
like they don't give a
Or
fuck
those.
on who you are.
Yeah, I guess it's not as bad because they're not accustomed to they eat a lot of omnivorous stuff, but those big ass grizzlies, what are they called? They're on that one island, Kodiak
Yeah,
grizzly.
Kodiaks. Yeah, yep.
Like those things terrify me. Like
Yeah,
giant ass grizzly bears. I'm so with you on the polar bears, bro. What was the
yeah.
other one you said?
Hippo,
Of course, yeah. Okay.
and then a moose.
Wasn't there another African one besides hippo that's super aggressive? I feel like not rhinos. Yeah, but hippos are super mean.
Yeah, they don't, dude. Hippos don't give a fuck who you are. Like they'll go full on after a fucking lion. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, and what's
Um,
funny about them is they're not eating it. They're not killing it to eat it. They'll just fucking kill you.
yeah,
They're
like alligator.
murderers.
Like, have you ever
Hippo
seen
murderers.
that one fucking video of the big old crocodile that went in the middle of all those fucking hippos? Did you ever see that video?
I feel like I did. Yeah.
Dude, and those hippos fucked that crocodile up, just like raw. And you just see like this fucking hippo launching in the air, and then all of a sudden you just see pieces like being flung everywhere. You're like, damn, dude, they're not meat eaters. They just fucking killed that motherfucker to kill him. Like,
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, crazy, dude. I'm with you
Yeah.
on the hippos too. I gotta say, I'm with you on that one. For me, it's just bears, honestly. Because like anything else, even if it was like a mountain lion, like they're gonna make me go to sleep and choke me very quickly. Like if
do
you
you
get
think you can
caught
beat
by
one though? I'm saying,
a
like, the
full
thing.
grown mountain lion.
I don't think I can do a full grown mountain lion. Like I said, like an adolescent one that's like just
No, I'm
coming
not
up.
talking about an adolescent. No. I mean, like if you got caught by, I'm just talking about other big animals besides bears. Like if you got
Okay.
caught, or even a lion, you're in Africa, you get caught by a lion, they're going to grab a hold of your neck and it's going to fucking suck for a little bit. And then you're going to be out, bro. You're going to be asleep and dead.
Okay.
Whereas like a bear will just grab the fucking hold of you, start eating your leg off. Just like, fuck it.
As you're alive.
Eat your nuts just for shits and giggles. And
As
you're
you're
like,
alive.
just screaming. Like to me, that's why bears are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
You don't stand a chance. What are you gonna do? Come on, like there was one dude right that escaped from a bear one time, but he was fucked up. Like that, and it was more like only because he had a knife on him. That was the only thing that saved him, and he was able to. He was on the ground, like, and then like managed to stab it perfectly in the side of the neck. But dude, yeah, it's just terrifying because you're fucked. You're like, oh, this is about to really suck.
Or that one video, like in that person's backyard of that bear that fucking caught that deer.
The deer and the deer's just
and it's screaming, and it's fucking eating his back, like just like like damn, dude, that fucking deer is just like help.
It's so brutal to watch, and the bears like look around, like they're just enjoying a nice meal. It's like completely indifferent, just looking around, chewing.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, it's like that thing's still alive. Come on, man. But that's also why bears too have like, that's why bear meat you have to be very careful and cook it properly because they have so many parasites. Because they just eat fucking everything. They just eat it raw. It doesn't matter if it's old and rotten. Doesn't matter if it's alive. Like they'll take it at all levels. You want it raw, well done or medium or like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
fucking
eat whatever they want to fucking eat, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, bears scare the shit out of me. Imagine all
what
shit.
What animal do you think you could take, Dollar? I mean, like if you went up, what's the limit? What's your limit as far as animals that you think you could take down?
Let's walk it up. For sure, a cat, like you said. Dog, it really depends on the dog, dude. Like a pit bull or something. I don't want to gamble. I think I could too. I think most likely. I think the odds are way in my favor. Yeah. But it's
gonna hurt.
If I zig when I should have zagged, or if that motherfucker I fuck up and let it get anywhere near my neck or anything like that, for sure you could lose to a pit bull because of that clamping job. But probably not. Okay. Yeah, an adolescent mountain lion. I think the odds are even less on that one, but still in my favor. I think, like the dude, you just really gotta fight for your life and be smart. Would you say your limit was?
I said once you got to like an elk or something, dude.
That's fucking elk. Huge. That's where you can't.
Like I think I could.
Not an elk. I have my dad.
I could take down a deer. That's what I said. I think.
Yeah, right. That's where we're a little different because when you said that, I was like, that would be fucking hard. That'd be hard. Like how would you? First of all, is it a male? Does it have antlers? Because you're talking about hand-to-hand combat, right? You're not like if it was a female deer, right, with nothing, just nubs. Probably
messed up, Tony. Why are you trying to fight girls?
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna get shit. No, I would and even then I would the way to do it for me would be to go the reverse, choke. Like just get behind its back and choke it out.
Anaconda, dude.
But if you have a deer with a 10-point rack on it or something, you don't want to get anywhere near those things. They would take your eye out, pierce your brain. All of a sudden you're done. So I think I'm right at my limit with deer. Especially if it's a male, I think I would struggle for sure. A moose or anything beyond that is way not even in the picture if you're talking physical. And I must say also, I have to add, like the disclaimer that I really think humans in general, we overestimate our strength and underestimate like what it's like to be in a beef with a wild animal, even a tiny, even a squirrel. Just fucking scratch. Oh, fucker. Like I feel like we've evolved in a very specific way, by completely manipulating our environment, taking all the danger out of it.
Yeah.
Anything that used to hunt us, we've fucking destroyed them. Like we just kill everything.
Well, then that same person asked me about geese.
Mm.
And my stance on geese, dude.
Yeah.
I will fuck a goose up. I don't care. Like how they hiss and like they'll come like running at you.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you come over here. Like we were playing golf the other day at Heatheridge, and a fucking goose like hissing at me, and he was coming towards me, and I like looked at him. I was like, I had my club in my hand. I was like, bring it, dude. Come on over here, man. I don't even need this club. I will kick you. I don't even care, dude. Like I was like,
it's true though. I mean, no.
If you come over here, you better like transform or do something, because ain't no way a goose is gonna bring the pain to me.
I'm too nice, dude. I feel like I'm gonna get fucked up by a goose just because I'm like, I know that I could boot you to the moon pretty easily, so I'm gonna try to avoid that. Hey, stop! Oh, fuck! And then they're close, which makes it harder because then you're gonna have to grab their neck or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no. I could for sure fuck up a goose. Bare hands. Yeah, it's crazy to think though. That's the thing though. We kill all these things. We manipulated our environment, but at the same time, like when it's hand-to-hand combat, our strength pales in comparison to things that are half our size on this planet.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Like chimps, again, like fucking just like rip our arm off, like no problem, like just
no problem. Yeah, well, they swing their whole body weight from their arm. They could do pull-ups for days, bro. Yeah. They just got this crazy upper body strength and these little nubby, teeny little legs too. That's what's so funny about it, right? It's a weird thing to have a species that's so closely related. It's like 99% of our DNA is the same.
Yeah.
Is it that high? Did I exaggerate? Maybe it's like 97 or something.
Well, that and like what? And that and a banana is the same thing. Like,
oh yeah, that's true too. All living things, basically.
Yeah.
In common with a chimp. 98.8, pretty close.
There you go. That's almost your 23andMe dollar.
The Irish. Yeah.
Again, nothing beats Tira's 99.8.
Bro, she blew it out of the water with that. Now, what was I actually forgot mine. It was like 95, right? 95% Northern European.
Yeah.
And then like 88% like Irish, Scottish, British.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. Dude, I really, speaking of the red beard ish, I really wanted to grow my beard super, super, super long. And so, by the way, I'm growing my hair too. Again, I might have told you this. Did I not tell you this?
Are you going to do the pony again?
Bro, it's so awkward. Look, I have no shame. Look at this. It's like the haircut I had. It was like hard parted on the side with the hard line down the middle.
Oh, the Cristiano Ronaldo.
Makes for a very odd growing out of hair. So I'm going to get it to a certain length and go down to Floyd's and like have them trim it up. But I got a ways to go. I just decided, but I was going to do the beard with it. But until masks are gone, bro, it's impossible. I get about 4 or 5 weeks and then I just can't take it anymore. I got hairs going into my nose and it's just feel like mad. And all the time, like I've got beard oils and brushes and stuff. Yep. And then every day I wear a mask. All they take it off. It looks like I look like I'm homeless. Like my beard's just going every direction and fucked up. And like,
that's how it was back in the day when I had my long ass one that was like right here, dude.
Oh, I can't.
Like,
yeah.
I'd wake up in the morning. And it's like this.
No, I'm not going that long.
Like
no way.
Like, oh my gosh.
I told you that was the day when I cut my hair off when I had it long before. Yeah, I woke up and my beard was tangled in my hair. And I was like, this is fucked up. I can't live like this, man. I feel like a caveman or something. Like this is not a problem I have to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep the beard short for a while. I really want to grow it out, but nah, not with the mask. If we don't have masks next year, I might go crazy. I might try to look like Santa by the time we get to Christmas.
Like, what's his name? What's Mo call you? Yukon
Cornelius.
Cornelius, yeah.
Is that from The Abominable Snowman or Frosty?
No, Rudolph the
Rudolph.
Red-Nosed
Rudolph.
Reindeer. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the land of misfits.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know about you. I'm excited for summer. I feel like the weather. If the weather is weird as hell. Have you looked at your weather for the next week? By the way,
Yeah. Still rain and thunderstorms.
rain for the next 7 straight days. I'm like,
yeah, dude.
really? It depends on what kind of rain it is. In Colorado, it could be those like beautiful days where the rain kind of comes and goes, or it could be, just flood city.
Flood everything. Yeah. Like,
bro, I know. Once the snow goes away and the temperature gets warm enough, and then all that weird, like moisture or precipitation we're getting late in the year now, it's like it's not snow, so it's rain, which just floods everything.
Yep.
So hopefully it gets better soon. We'll see.
Dude. Summer is getting so close. Like because we moved into this, new community here. And we have it's a pool community, and we just applied for our key fobs.
Oh, cool.
So dang. But our neighbor was cracking me up because he's like, "Don't get too excited about it, man." He goes, like 3 feet deep. I was like, "Oh,
nice though."
I was like, "At least the little one will like it."
Hell yeah! No, it's still nice to cool off too. It's all hot like that. Just hang out.
Yeah, just sit I can sit in there. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'll be 205 pounds by the time it's
Cool. Yeah. Don't even get in the pool. I just sit out there with no shirt on, bro. Yeah. No, I feel like it's going to be a really good year. I think of years weird. I know it's not New Year's. I'm a teacher though, so this is like the end of the school year, and then I feel this summer and next school year is going to be a lot different. This COVID was really fucking hard on everybody, but I think we're finally starting to come out of it, which thank the Lord, man. Good God. It's been really crazy. So I'm excited about what the next year holds. My job is to get as in shape as I can this summer. I really want to figure that. I've been so buried because we haven't had a podcast since I was still in school, right? I'm done. Like I do have one class to take this semester. I mean, this summer, but I finished. I'm no longer doubled up. All that shit's done. I have one paper that I'm still waiting on. I feel like the teacher is torturing me. It's been 8 days since the end of the course, and I'm like, come on, where is my final grade? Just let me know so I can have some peace of mind. But dude, it's going to be so nice. I'm so happy. Hell yeah. And then now we just get to like the rough part of the end of the school year where it's only rough because it's crazy busy. We're wrapping up stuff. We have like school events every single day after school and weekends and all this stuff.
And then you gotta take like all your shit out.
Yes. And it's kind of funny because last year I sort of had a reputation as a super decorated room for a new teacher. Yeah. And now I've heard a few people, and I did my student surveys, and some of them said, decorate your room a little more. Because when we came, it was like, I didn't have any faith that we're really going to be there. And then at any given moment, like schools were getting shut down all the time. And so I definitely had stuff. I mean, I have posters, Bob Marley, a picture of Bob Marley, of course. I've got, world maps and United States maps and stuff but not deep. I didn't go deep this year, but it is enough that it's going to take me a full day to like clean up and take everything home.
Oh, okay. I just pictured your classroom looking like one of the classrooms from Lean on Me, like nothing, just desolate, like classroom.
No, that's a big part. That's why I'm excited next year. Hopefully this digital and going back and forth should all be over. And just have kids in the classroom again. You know what I'm looking forward to next year? Hopefully it's just like old school teaching where you're walking around the room and like everything's digital because you have to always be online because you got part of your class online. But I look forward to like hands-on, everybody's up writing on the board and you know what I mean? Like they can share materials. They can't share anything right now. Like everything, it's crazy.
Dude, I said like today when we was eating dinner, I saw on the TV, there was like 3 ads for online high schools. 3 different online high schools, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, damn, dude.
It's going to be a big thing now. And because there's going to be a lot of people that just like you said about the adults who want to work from home. Same with the kids who want to be at school at home, but I don't know, man. It does remind me of that Matrix shit. Like you just slowly, shut the curtains, just sit there, don't move. You're fucking attached to this. You got to get out. We got to get out and see each other. That's what I'm saying with the podcast. Because now that I'm back at the gym, I'm going to get all this shit out of here because I've got I've been lifting weights here at home for a long time. So all this shit's going to get out of here. And then I'm just going to set it back up as a podcast room.
Yeah.
Strictly podcast purposes or
come
music.
here and hang out too.
Hell yeah. Oh, I'm down for it. Are you good with all that stuff? You're cool with, because I know you're out playing golf, and I mean that's
yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah.
All vaccinated at the house, and
oh yeah,
good. And yeah,
beautiful.
Cool.
I love it. Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, however soon, let me get this place cleaned up. Let me finish up the school year, and then I say I'll have this place set up. Or in the meantime, even we could go to yours. You're all up and running over there. We'll talk about this after the podcast. This is probably not podcast with Joe. Holy shit!
In the ins and out of the Mike and Tony show.
Oh yeah, dude, we're right at that time too. I just realized how perfect timing is that.
Yep. And so now that we're going to be consistently on, I want to let you know and let everybody know that I am going to do the Friday fun facts regularly again.
Praise the Lord. Oh, dude, I'm so happy to get those back.
Because I actually had I turned one of my coworkers onto the podcast, and they were listening to like some of the old ones. Which by the way we need to fix on iTunes because it starts at episode 32 again. So we need to figure out a way to do that. But they were like, "Yo, do you still do the Friday fun facts? How do I get on that?" I was like, "Oh, damn. Okay, you know what? We'll get on that.
Bringing it back. We need to fuck with our website a little bit too, probably every now and then.
Yeah.
It's just sitting out there. I just go there every once in a while, just make sure, okay, it's still standing. Okay, cool.
Sweet. It's like, all right. Yeah. Oh, we paid the bill. Sweet. We paid the bill.
Yeah, no doubt. Cool, man. Well, fun times to come. Some good podcasts, maybe some guests, right? Maybe having some people. The only thing I'm thinking about is the Facebook. We'll have to work out the details on that, but I think we'll probably continue to do the Zoom thing.
Yeah, I mean, we still have it, and it's still accessible, and that just again brings us more to having access to more people. People being able to be on the other side of the country, or so on and so forth, and while me and you would be there, we'd still have somebody.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think and we do got to work that out. I only know from teaching and like having a bunch of kids in the classroom logged into the same Zoom and stuff. Like you really got to have your audio dialed in. You can't have everybody mute, or you get this wild echo shit that happens. But yeah, no, man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad to actually talk with you. I feel like it was kind of weird going into this podcast, to be honest, because usually we talk more. And I was like, I fucking haven't talked to you at all, like about anything. I'm like, we're gonna jump right in, put it out there.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man.
Well, cool, Dollar. What do you think? Is that time, man?
I think so, sir.
I think with that, this episode is a wrap. Cheers.
Hell yeah.